A millionaire invests to preserve wealth. You need to invest to create it. These are two completely different games with two completely different rule books. If you're using a defensive, millionaire-style strategy with a $5,000 account, you're essentially idling in first gear while trying to win a race. And the worst part is, nobody told you that the advice you're following was never built for someone in your position. Let's break down the actual mathematical reason why your safe portfolio might be the biggest risk you're taking right now. Picture this. You're 31 years old. You make $72,000 a year, which is technically above the national median individual income according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. You got a raise last year. You're contributing to your 401k. You watch a finance video. You hear a billionaire investor talk about capital preservation, bonds, diversification, don't lose money. And you nod along like that applies to you. Then you open your account, see $12,000 sitting there, and you feel this quiet unease that you can't quite name. You're doing everything right. So why does it still feel like you're losing? My name is Ely, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people in the US experience money psychologically. If you're someone who earns a normal income, maybe even more than you used to, but still doesn't feel financially secure, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Not because I need the number to go up, but because this channel only works if it reaches the people who are quietly stressed about money despite doing the right things. That's probably you, and that's exactly who I'm talking to. Here's the thing. Most popular financial advice in this country was written by people who already won the game, for an audience they assume already won the game too. Warren Buffett talks about not losing money. Ray Dalio talks about all-weather portfolios and risk parity. Susie Orman talks about emergency funds covering 8 months of expenses. None of that is wrong. It's just wrong for you, right now, at this stage. It's advice optimized for protecting an existing pile of capital, not for building one. And when you apply preservation thinking to a creation stage portfolio, you don't protect yourself. You sabotage yourself. Let's do the math, because this is where it gets interesting. Say you have $5,000 invested. A safe, diversified, millionaire-style portfolio might return around 6% annually after inflation, which is a reasonable long-term average according to historical S&P 500 data adjusted for inflation. 6% of $5,000 is $300. $300 in a single year on an account that took you maybe a year of disciplined saving to build. Now compare that to your paycheck. If you got a 4% raise this year on a $72,000 salary, that's almost $3,000, 10 times what your safe portfolio earned you. Your job, your skills, your career trajectory, that is your actual wealth-building engine right now, not your portfolio. The portfolio is a passenger, not the driver, and yet most people treat it like it's supposed to be carrying the whole car. Now you might be thinking, okay, but isn't 6% better than losing money? Isn't safe always smarter than risky? And here's what most people don't realize. Risk isn't a fixed concept. Risk is relative to your stage, your timeline, and your actual financial capacity to recover. A 65-year-old with $2 million taking a 30% hit in a market downturn is in genuine danger because that capital needs to last the rest of their life, and there's limited time to rebuild it through income. A 31-year-old with $5,000 taking a 30% hit loses $1,500. Painful, sure, but recoverable in a matter of months through normal saving, let alone decades of future earning potential. The millionaire is protecting a finite resource. You are still building an infinite one, your future earning years. Those are not the same risk profile, even though financial media talks about risk like it's one universal thing. This is where the psychology comes in, because the math alone doesn't explain why so many people make this mistake. The real reason is something researchers at the American Psychological Association have studied extensively, and it comes down to loss aversion. Humans feel the pain of losing money roughly twice as intensely as we feel the pleasure of gaining the same amount. So when you have a small account and you see it drop by even $100, your brain doesn't process that as, I'm 31 and this is a normal part of long-term investing. Your brain processes it as a threat, the same category of threat as your ancestors felt when food supply dropped. The amygdala doesn't know the difference between a market dip and an actual emergency. So you flinch. You pull back. You start chasing the safe, boring, millionaire-style portfolio not because it's mathematically optimal for you, but because it makes the anxiety stop. And look, that anxiety is real. According to a 2023 Federal Reserve survey on household economics, a significant portion of Americans, even those earning above $60,000 annually, report that they couldn't cover an unexpected $400 expense without borrowing or selling something. That statistic gets repeated a lot, but rarely do people sit with what it actually means psychologically. It means a huge number of people are walking around employed, earning, technically fine on paper, while feeling like they're one car repair away from chaos. That chronic low-grade financial stress doesn't stay contained to your bank account. It bleeds into how you sleep, how you show up at work, how you talk to your partner about money. And the instinct, when you feel that unstable, is to clamp down, to go conservative, to protect what little you have, because losing any of it feels catastrophic even when, mathematically, it isn't. Here's the cruel irony, though. That defensive instinct, the one that feels protective, is often what keeps people stuck at the exact income and net worth level that's causing the stress in the first place. Let me explain what I mean. Think of your financial life like a garden. A millionaire's garden is already full-grown. Mature trees, established root systems. Their job now is mostly maintenance, pruning, protecting against storms, making sure nothing dies. Your garden, if you're earning a normal income and building from a smaller base, is still mostly seeds and saplings. If you treat saplings the way you treat mature trees, if you're overly cautious, refusing to let anything grow because you're scared of a single storm, you end up with a garden that never matures. The caution that protects a mature tree can stunt a sapling. Now here's the part that surprises most people. The bigger threat to your financial future usually isn't market volatility. It's something psychologists call lifestyle creep, and it operates almost invisibly. A 2022 study referenced by multiple behavioral economists found that as income rises, somewhere between 60 and 90% of that increase tends to get absorbed into increased spending, often without the person consciously deciding to spend more. You get a raise from $60,000 to $70,000. You don't feel $10,000 richer. You feel like you finally deserve the apartment with in-unit laundry, the slightly nicer car payment, the dinners out that used to be special occasion and are now just Tuesday. None of those individual choices feel reckless. That's exactly the problem. Lifestyle creep doesn't look like one bad decision. It looks like a series of completely reasonable ones that quietly consume the exact financial cushion you were trying to build. So here's what's actually happening for a lot of people watching this. You're earning more than you used to. You're investing conservatively because that feels responsible. And you're spending more than you used to because that feels deserved. Three things that each feel fine in isolation, combining into a person who, 5 years from now, has a slightly bigger salary, a slightly bigger lifestyle, and almost the exact same financial insecurity they started with. Not because they failed, because they were playing a preservation game, while their actual financial position required a creation game. Now let's talk about what that creation game actually looks like. Because I'm not telling you to take wild risks. I'm telling you to match your strategy to your actual stage of wealth building, which is different from what gets marketed to you. First, recognize that your income, not your portfolio, is your primary asset right now. If you're earning $72,000 a year, a single skill upgrade, a certification, a negotiation, a job switch can realistically move that number by $5, $10, even $20,000. That kind of return doesn't exist in a conservative bond allocation. So the question isn't, how do I protect my $5,000? It's how do I make my income grow faster, while keeping my investing simple enough that I don't sabotage it with fear-based decisions. Second, separate your emotional safety net from your growth capital explicitly. This is something a financial planner would call mental accounting, and it actually works in your favor here. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses, depending on your job stability, in something boring and liquid, a high-yield savings account, nothing fancy. That money's job is psychological. Its entire purpose is to stop your amygdala from hijacking your investment decisions every time the market dips. Once that exists, the rest of your investable money can be allowed to actually act its age. Mostly equities, mostly simple index funds, because at your stage, time in the market matters more than perfect protection from short-term swings. Third, automate the boring decisions so willpower isn't required every month. Behavioral research consistently shows that automatic contributions outperform manual ones, not because the math changes, but because it removes the moment where loss aversion gets a chance to whisper in your ear and talk you out of investing during a downturn, which historically is exactly when conservative investors panic and sell low. Fourth, and this is the one people resist the most, stop benchmarking your progress against people who are playing a different game. Comparing your $5,000 portfolio to a coworker's parents' retirement account or to some influencer flexing a brokerage screenshot isn't motivating. It's psychologically corrosive. The APA has linked financial social comparison directly to increased anxiety and decreased financial decision quality. You end up making choices to soothe the comparison, not to build wealth. Compare yourself only to your own trajectory. Where was I a year ago? Where am I now? Is the gap closing? Now you might be thinking, this all sounds reasonable, but doesn't it still feel risky to be more aggressive with money I worked hard for? And honestly, yes, it might feel that way for a while. That feeling isn't a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're doing something your nervous system isn't used to yet. Comfort and correctness are not the same thing in personal finance. The millionaire's comfort comes from a strategy built for preservation. Your discomfort might actually be a sign you're finally playing the right game for where you are. Here's the actual takeaway. You're not behind because your portfolio is small. You're behind, if you're behind at all, because you've been judging your stage 1 financial life by stage 4 rules. The stress you feel isn't proof that you're bad with money. It's proof that you've been trying to win a different race than the one you're actually in. Fix the mismatch, not your character. Build the cushion that quiets the fear. Let the rest of your money grow like it's supposed to at your age. Keep investing in the income side of the equation just as seriously as the portfolio side. And stop measuring your progress against people standing at a finish line you haven't even started racing toward yet. That shift alone, more than any stock pick or hot tip, is usually what actually moves people from financially anxious to financially stable.